Now, the next week's show, Wednesday at the same time, that'll be 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. Chicago time. We are going to cover FET, and that is Flat Earth Theory.
Some new type of knowledge. It's been out there, but
it's not new, really.
It's not that new. It's not that new.
But into the knowledge has been brought hidden and now brought back into the light of day.
That's right.
What say ye, Self Love?
Okay, because man, it's a whole lot bigger than most people think.
I think, my personal opinion is this isn't a one-off. There's not just one of these, there's more.
So we've got a picture of what you think what it's...
Oh, yeah. That was made by one of our people. And it's a great option. I love it.
It's a wow. Wow. That's what I'll say is wow, because wow.
Really? It's something that you put magical properties to. Hey, God, let me ask you something. Do you really believe that people are upside down in Australia right now? And that because of gravity, it rains upward. It rains upward. Because every ball has to have a top and a bottom.
Right. And if anybody's out there in the earshot and you want to be part of the panel, you can reach out to us. You can text, call 424-900-6945.
First one would be long distance photography. Curvature of the Earth is 8 inches per mile squared. We eventually should not be able to see over the hill. We shouldn't be a hill. It should be gone. HD technology has changed that. Now we can see things way, way further. It's some wonderful work being done by Nathan Oakley and some UK teams where they're actually seeing a horizon behind oil platforms at 10, 15, 20 miles. Gravity versus the vacuum of space. Gravity's holding things down, right? That's gravity, no problem, right? You make the upper part of this a vacuum chamber, you pull a cork, everything's gonna rush upstairs. Well, why, when you go outside, why isn't the air outside rushing into space? You can't, the atmosphere, why doesn't it go into space? Can't say gravity anymore because gravity didn't hold the air in this room for that little test. Third, the moon eclipse is too small. The moon eclipse is 70 miles wide and the moon is 2,000 miles wide. We never see that in nature. The moon eclipse we say the moon is about 70 miles wide. Fourth would be the moon temperature. That's a spooky one. I didn't even know that till about two years in, which is the moon generates a cold light, which is warmer in the moon shade than it is in the moonlight. If you magnify moonlight, it gets even colder. It's generating a cold laser light. Doesn't even make sense. And the last question, which is the Van Allen radiation trap question, which is, are the Van Allen radiation belts deadly? Yes or no? If they are deadly, then how the Americans get past it with no shielding whatsoever? Remember, the only thing that can stop radiation is gold, lead, and a whole bunch of water. They went with aluminum and plastic.
424-900-6945.
Let's do that. Okay, now, if we're on a spinning ball, say we're on a plane, right? Right. If it is a ball, how come the plane doesn't have to dip its nose the whole time while it's flying as to not fly off into space? And when it's time for it to land, how the f*** is it landing on a moving target? If it is a ball, how come the plane doesn't have to dip its nose the whole time while it's flying as to not fly off into space? And when it's time for it to land, how the f*** is it landing on a moving target?
Or you can drop something in the comments below, and we'll definitely reach out to you and let you unpack Flat Earth Theory.
We've actually done a laser test from one end of the lake didn't do the full lake because it's massive, but we did a 12-kilometre test, and we could actually see the laser from one end to the other. And since then, the guys have actually produced a 40-kilometre laser test.
Along with us, Self Love and I, we're going to do what we can, when we can, all the time.
You know what? You've always tried to come back, take the statement back, but but on that podcast, I was just really like, man, what's going on within our world? And just a whole bunch of truth and conspiracy. I was just like, whoa, this is too much for me. And then I come out and say that, and then, whoo, the reaction it got.
But if there's anyone that's more immersed in it, that, this is what they do, it's right up their wheelhouse because we're about lessons, not what?
Lectures.
Right. We'd be happy to have them join the panel, and we may work on that in the meantime.
Hey, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Because subscribe and make it
Do you still have them?